Okay, I'm not hearing it now. Let me just see. Yeah, that was coming from OBS. That was so weird. I don't get it. Nope. Good news is I got Meld working. And, yeah, so that seems to be up. I got everything connected here. Which is connected, that's connected. Okay, so I'm just going to draw, and hopefully I don't get any feedback. If I have feedback, I apologize. I am opening a thing of crackers, so that's what the noise is. I'm going to mute for a second. Now I'll get this right yet. Put a booby line in the wrong place. Not a big deal. Got hair around. Yeah, that was really strange. I had to figure out what the hell in OBS was doing that. So what I did was with to fix Meld, I just deleted my YouTube settings and rebuilt them. Seemed to work. I always try to drink things that have caps because cats. Last thing I want them to do is to knock something over. Considering Kaiju likes playing the gravity game of making sure it still works. or the causality game. I'm going to knock this over to see what Mommy does. Cause and effect. Actually, I have kind of a look for her pants I want. So... she wears basically like baggy clothing. I wouldn't really do that. Stay close to her body. Getting good finding my hair on everything. One of the issues with long hair, you get used to as a girl. You eat it. Doesn't taste very good. Just saying. I'll refer back to those in a bit. Now I consult some boards. I always find it funny it doesn't alphabetize these things. It just kind of goes to the ones you recently used. Now, when I draw eyes, the main influence for me of eye design and everything was Michael Turner. He had done this Wizard's Guide to Comics things where, like, you know, this issue where he's teaching people how to draw basically, like, sex appeal, I think it was. And it showed how he drew eyes and mouths and things like that, and body shapes and stuff, and it always appealed to me. I loved Mike Turner's work. That man was taken way too soon. I used to mildly clone his style. Kind of moved away from it. I still have influences from it, but yeah. If I bring this down, these are very Turner-esque eyes. I'm also a bit inspired by Mark Silvestri and stuff. His art's always impressed me. And like I said yesterday, Dave Finch definitely influences me in a way. His name is not as much as some of the others, because he's, well, I mean, I gravitate more towards like Joe Mad and people like that because I'm more of a stylized artist, but if I'm going to say like mangaka that kind of inspire me, I can never remember his name. This guy who did Blade of the Immortal. That series was like a huge influence on me. Probably Jeff. The other thing that Mike Turner definitely kind of hit me with that I found interesting was the way he does eyes. He never completes the iris. Just kind of does like a little bit to it, and that's it. And that's always been a bit of an influence on me. Now, it's actually this a bit more recent. So I used to do more of the whole manga thing of let's fill in the eye as closely as possible and kind of go from there. Anyways, I'm getting another cracker. So she's about 5'4" in height. Her anatomy's not perfect, but then again, I'm not looking to do perfect anatomy. Again, I'm kind of take after my friend Rob. Action figure anatomy. That's the 9. I haven't quite figured out what her hair color is, but it's darker. I don't want to do it like red because like everybody's a redhead, it seems. Getting good at that today. It's like the second or third time I've done that. There we go. I haven't quite figured out if this pose is something that she would often be in, but I thought it'd be an interesting design. I really want to know what the hell that was causing that noise and why I'm not getting it here. blows my mind. But hey. Yeah, so I'm definitely going for kind of a shonen or just a little bit of a seinen kind of model for this. I mean, I would say it would be Attack on Titan might be a good level that I'm kind of aiming at, but like, that strikes me as a seinen, but it's actually a shonen. I'm just going to give another quick cursory check to ensure that I don't have anything weird going on. Just very paranoid when I'm doing this. Okay, just going to mute for 1 sec. Okay, unmuted myself on Twitch. Okay, yep, completely fine, which is good. Oh, I guess it pays to be a little paranoid, but you know, I just gotta do stuff. I'm gonna have to do like a lineup too, probably, of some of the other characters that I have for this. And also, I'm trying to figure out what I really want to do for kind of the art style for it. Like, I have kind of a look in mind, kind of not. I know I want to do, as I said, the game Guilty Gear has been like a big influence on me lately. Like, I love the way the characters look in that and stuff, and there's a few other things in there that are just amazing. So, kind of lightly leaning towards trying to do some of the stuff like that, but and I got message. another one of my buddies. Actually, he's one of my oldest friends. I actually went to school with him and stuff. He just said I was a power streamer, which I am trying to stream more often. I figure if I'm drawing, I probably should maybe try to stream a bit more. I'd like to get back to streaming on the Indie Comics Network, but they don't want really art streaming right now, which kind of sucks. Though I think a few people are actually doing it. You talk to Nita about that. Yeah, so he said I was a power streamer, so I had to send him a He-Man image. So I can't remember if Shira said I have the power. I like Shira a bit better, for obvious reasons. Also, I thought the stories were just a bit better. I didn't like the fact that they, like, refused to let Shira, like, hit people. That was annoying. Well, I want my other thing of, crackers, so I'm just gonna mute again for a second. Yeah, you like the bulls. Okay. a scar that goes down in front of her eye. Oh, right below her eye. It looks kind of like a tear. I was saying the other day, I have this thing about putting things on characters' faces. My neighbors are noisy. Let's see. Back to my baggy jean reference. Threaded coming out here. Her shoes have definitely kind of, or her jeans have definitely scraped the ground. So. Now my roughy outline, one of the things that I like to think about is that I'm not like a slave to my quick undersketch. I will deviate from it. Like in this case, I'm making the sole of her shoes a little bit thicker than I'd initially kind of roughed them in, but I wasn't really sure what she'd be wearing at the time. Kind of figuring sneakers. So that's basically what I'm doing. The other thing is, my brother gave me an idea that I have to do. Jason versus Simon Belmont. I mean, since I figured I've already done Jason versus X-23, which I could kind of justify that one in my head easily. Jason versus Simon Belmont. I have to come up with something that kind of can put them together. Some weird crossover thingy. Yeah, there's a few of these. Like, I'm looking at some of the baggy jean pictures and I'm just like, nope, that's not kind of what I'm looking for, so. I don't think I'm going to see much of those. Do kind of want to get something in there like that. Kind of that skater look, I guess. Kind of, I think, see the shard over here. And maybe a little bit over here. I think it takes the form of a necklace that she wears around her neck, and then it appears in areas. Now, one of the things about this is, one of the things I hate is take the funky thing away from the person, they lose their powers. I'm like, no, you can't take it away. It's part of her. major things they actually got right with the Green Lantern movie is, you couldn't give up the ring. You could just call it back. So part of me is really hoping that, that thing I have tomorrow goes well, and hopefully it'll pave the way for a few things. I don't know what that was, but it was something. I wonder if I should do them kind of like cargo pants. That could be kind of interesting. Then I can do pouches. Well, not really pouches, but I could, put a bunch of pockets on things. I'm also going to have to do her Sentai form at some point. I have kind of a loose idea of what I want, but again, it's kind of a loose idea. That's not working. That looks god awful. Alright. Yeah, let's keep it like jeans. That'd probably be fine. I wonder if there's a way to see how many people are streaming with me, or are here. I'm assuming not many, but hey. I'm honestly just a nobody, so. Definitely made her a little long in the leg. But hey, that's fine. Again, it's more of that action figure anatomy. Her arm should technically be a bit longer, but that's not really what I'm going for. Again, I'm just trying to do what I think kind of looks cool. Yeah, technically her hand should be like down here, but I like where they are. I think it works. I'm not changing it now. Yeah, just trying to get a good stylized feel of what I really want. And right now I'm just kind of adding in little basically marks here and there and giving it kind of a roughy kind of detail to it. And the other thing I kind of wanted to do with the sword is I was debating if this was almost like an energy beam, kind of like a lightsaber. Might be. I haven't fully decided. Yeah, I said I drew it with the sheath as well, but yeah, I haven't fully decided. I would definitely call the sword katana adjacent. So yeah, that's basically her. Cracker tried to get away. See, gotta do some thumbnailing at some point to thumbnail out the first few pages. I have an idea for that. Also, I want to make some notes on things. I never want to like write full scripts. I usually work a bit off the Marvel method, a little bit more detailed, because I usually write and draw my own crap. So my thought process is to get something down, lay it out, kind of like what I do with how I wrote The Last Sentinel. I literally built it like an RPG. I built it as if it was a fake game. So I had then I made a plot tree to kind of lay out where I wanted things to happen. I did some thumbnails and I kind of went from there. So I know with a lot of manga people, they refer to the thumbnailing as storyboards, which I guess is correct. I mean, you basically are doing storyboards. You're doing a quick layout to kind of get an idea of what you want to do for camera angles and stuff like that. I figure I'll do some stuff like that and see where it leads me. And my initial thought for the first few pages, I've always enjoyed movies like James Bond and things like that, which have the beginning at the end of the last mission type thing, where you're seeing how he concludes the last epic thing to save the world, and then it does the current story, which I always found that really cool. They kind of made it tie into a bunch of the modern ones, starting with GoldenEye. The opening mission actually had plot relevance to the rest of it, where the vast majority of them didn't. It was just something they did. And I kind of want to do something kind of like that. It may have plot relevance later, but it's basically she's completing an objective and dealing with something. I was thinking that she's going after a cultist or something that is trying to do horrible things. So even though I see it as a bit of a tokusatsu inspired piece slash magical girl genre type thing, I want to do a lot with like magic, actual like magic. I mean, magical girl is right there, but I don't want to get overloaded with the science fiction aspects of it. Another big influence on some of my art style and stuff is this American artist Tony Daniel. He definitely has an influence on me with some of his stuff, and he was a Top Cow guy, like Mike Turner and David Finch and stuff, which was cool. Then he went and he did like his own thing. He did The 10th, and I absolutely loved that book. It's one of my favorite comics for quite a while. I like the character in it a lot, Esmeralda. My art teacher used to, when I was like in 7th and 8th grade, my art teacher was like, always used to refer to my little lines here when I did them as worms. It's like, oh, doing your little wormy lines. So I guess that's kind of what it is. I mean, I'm like trying to indicate shading and things like that. I know I'm doing cross hatching and stuff, but I also just like put these little lines on everywhere. It's just like, oh, your little worm lines. They're supposed to give like an illusion of depth and stuff. I'm like, yep. Just like, where do you keep doing that from? And I was like, all the comics I read have it. So it's definitely a McFarlaneism. And as it stands, I still do certain things with faces that is very much the way Todd McFarlane would draw them. other foot be back here, so no need to draw it in. Smudged in here a little bit. Not a big deal. That's what erasers are for. Yes. Give us one more kind of cursory look to see if I'm actually seeing stuff properly. Just going to mute for a second. Okay. That was good to know. Oh, thank you, Omar. I appreciate that. That also answers my question if I can actually see people's chats. Are you joining me on my how I make a manga? of going start to finish with this. Doing character design stuff right now and be going from there. Let's see. This is actually my first pass at the character. Some ways I was thinking. I've switched from the katana to a bit more of a, well, katana adjacent type sword. So. I think somebody's home. Well, I think I'm going to be finishing up soon for this and calling this one kind of done for right now. Oh wow, thank you, Aislinn. I really appreciate it. Fantastic. It's my sister from another mister. I love you too. You're definitely one of my favorite people. Marie and I are trying to figure out how to get down to see you and what to do and stuff like that. Been talking about it. Potentially in April, I think. She actually has the April week off. That'd be like school vacation week. I think that's what we were loosely talking about, but we don't know for sure. Again, still trying to figure it out, because, you know, yeah. It's right around Patriots Day up here. I don't think you guys celebrate down there. I'll definitely keep you updated. Yeah, we miss you too. I have a bunch of questions I want to ask you, but I'll save it for off-stream stuff because it's more personal. So. There's a kid next to you? Excellent. Well, you know, I'll be sure to swear my head off then and everything. Yeah, I thought you'd find that amusing. Definitely past like the first 5-minute mark where you can't really say any swears on YouTube and stuff. Granted, I'm not monetized on YouTube, so I don't really care. Like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And he's laughing. That's fantastic. I completely approve. He's probably heard them all anyway. I know by the time I was like in 2nd grade, I knew like every swear in the book. I wonder if there is a book of swearing. That'd be kind of a good thing to find out at some point. I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you meant. Don't worry about it. Oh, well, this is my first kind of rough design for the character. Michael, good to see you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, as my first kind of rough design, I was trying to lay some stuff out for it, and now I'm making a few changes here and there. As I said at the beginning of the stream, I actually have a conference with a manga editor tomorrow. So I'm working on stuff for the pitch. Patrick. Oh, Mala. Have you ever watched Scalagram on YouTube? Yes, I do. I have watched a lot of his stuff. He definitely knows a lot about swordsmanship and stuff. The one I like, I think, is a bit better is Scalagia? I think he might be better. But yeah, I'm trying to remember. Oh yes, I have seen his stuff. Yep, I've definitely watched his stuff. Yeah, he's a HEMA guy, I believe. I think he's pretty big into HEMA. Yeah, there's one of those guys that I don't watch because he's a bit of an ass. But the I think Scalagram is pretty cool though. For those who don't know, I used to be very much into martial arts and fighting and stuff like that. But yeah, so I have an interview with a manga editor tomorrow, and I'm not really going into detail with which one or who or anything, but I know it's going to be like 9 a.m. this time. I think it's like 9 p.m. in Japan. So, yeah. Thank you. What I find kind of cool is that they're interested in, like I said, I definitely have a manga influence style, but I'm not like a slavishly devoted to it the way some artists are, or, you know, basically like I have other influences. That's one more I say. Alright, Aislinn, I'll see you later. It was great seeing you, and I love you too, sis. You have a great one. I'm very happy you stopped by to say hi, and thanks again for the sub. But yeah, so basically you're watching me come up with some of my pitch work for tomorrow. I wanted to have a good shot of the character, and I wanted to do some design work for the blade that she has. And I said I did one with the scabbard as well, even though I don't know if the scabbard will ever really come into play in it, because the sword is more summoned. And I've had this thought that the sword is also kind of lightsaber-ish. I might do something funky with it. Might be like crystalline in a way or something. It is effectively one of my Tempest blades, is how I'm kind of referring to it right now, which is, they're basically lightsabers. But I think I'm going to call it here. But thank people for coming by. I really enjoyed it at the end there. I need to pull out some other stuff and do some other work on this, but I appreciate everybody coming by. Let's switch up to my face here. But yeah, thank you very much, everybody. It was great seeing all of you. And if I can just, get everybody, if they could, just do me a favor and... Yep, come on in. All right, and I'll see everyone later.
He's always looking by the doors.
Yes.
Okay. I brought these down because